Did you know that the new Apple MacBook Neo is much more better than you think? In this honest MacBook Neo review, I'll explain the real-world performance, battery life, gaming, video editing, productivity, student use, coding, and whether this Apple MacBook Neo is actually worth buying for $599 this year. If you have been wondering, can Apple's cheapest MacBook replace a Chromebook? Is the 2026 MacBook Neo better than a Windows laptop under $700? And how does the MacBook Neo compare to the MacBook Air M5? Then watch this video till the end, hit the like and subscribe button, then get the original MacBook Neo in this video description. So right, let's continue. Honestly, Apple's new MacBook just changed the entire laptop industry. The Apple's newest laptop costs just $599. With a student discount, under $500. And after using it for a week, I think this might be Apple's most important product in over a decade. Not the Vision Pro, not the latest MacBook Pro, not even a new iPhone. Because unlike those products, this laptop has the potential to completely disrupt the budget laptop market. Chromebooks should be worried, Windows manufacturers should be worried. And honestly, anyone selling laptops between $500 and $800 should be paying very close attention. Here's why. For years, Apple's biggest weakness was price. The cheapest MacBook most people could buy was usually around $999. That meant millions of students, families, casual users, and budget-conscious buyers simply couldn't justify buying a MacBook. Instead, they bought either a Chromebooks or cheap Windows laptops. And most of the time, they got exactly what they paid for. Slow performance, cheap plastic construction, poor battery life, weak speakers, mediocre displays. Recently, Apple has finally attacked that market, and they did it in the most Apple way possible. They didn't invent new technology. They didn't create some revolutionary breakthrough. They simply took technology they already manufacture by the tens of millions and used it smarter than anyone else. The secret weapon is the A18 Pro chip. Yes, the same chip found inside the iPhone 16 Pro. At first, that sounds ridiculous. A phone chip inside a laptop? But here's the shocking part. Performance is surprisingly close to Apple's legendary M1 chip. Geekbench scores land in the same territory. GPU benchmarks are remarkably similar. Single-core performance is even stronger in some workloads. Think about that for a second. Apple is now delivering near M1 Mac performance in a laptop that costs almost half the price of a MacBook Air. That's insane value. And real-world performance is even more impressive. Its web browsing is definitely flawless. Its Google Docs is incredibly instant. No problem with Microsoft Office. And in fact, you can seamlessly multitask between your emails, Zoom meeting, Netflix, Spotify, and so on. This MacBook Neo laptop handles everyday computing exactly the way most people expect a modern computer to perform. Very fast, highly responsive, too silent, highly reliable. This raises an important question. If 90% of laptop buyers only use their computer for browsing, streaming, studying, writing, and productivity, why spend $1,000? This is where Apple becomes dangerous, because competitors aren't just competing against performance anymore, they're competing against Apple's ecosystem, against macOS, against iPhone integration, against AirDrop, against iCloud, against Apple's build quality, against Apple's battery life. And now they're competing against Apple's pricing. That's a terrifying combination. Let's talk build quality, because this is where most budget laptops fall apart. Most budget laptops' keyboard is literally flexible with cheap hinges, creaky plastic, and wobbly trackpads. However, the 2026 Apple MacBook Neo has none of these problems. You get a full aluminum chassis, a precision glass trackpad, a premium keyboard, excellent fit and finish. And the same attention to detail Apple normally reserves for laptops that cost 2, 3, or even 4 times more. Please do click the link in this video description to buy your before the price changes soon. Also, the MacBook Neo battery life is another major win. The A18 Pro is absurdly efficient. Apple paired it with a smaller battery than the MacBook Air, yet it still delivers all-day battery life for typical users. Writing, streaming, studying, browsing, video calls, social media, you can comfortably get through a full day without hunting for an outlet. For students, travelers, and remote workers, that's huge. Now let me talk about who should actually buy this. The new MacBook Neo is most excellent for students. This is arguably the best student laptop Apple has ever made. Affordable? Portable, fast, reliable, excellent battery life. Perfect for note-taking, research, assignments, and online classes. For most students, this is all the laptop they'll need for years. Also, the 2026 Apple MacBook Neo is most excellent for YouTubers, freelancers, bloggers, and writers. If your work revolves around words, this machine is nearly perfect. Google Docs, Microsoft Word, email, research, content creation. The typing experience is excellent. The battery lasts forever, and it's lightweight enough to carry everywhere. In addition, MacBook Neo is very good for college students. Unless you're studying engineering, 3D animation, data science, or something that requires specialized software, the Mac Neo is an easy recommendation for you. MacBook Neo is also incredible for photographers that mainly deal with Lightroom works, Pixelmator works, basic Photoshop workflows work. The limitation isn't performance, it's the display. Serious photographers will eventually want a better external monitor with wider color accuracy. More so, the MacBook Neo is very good for coders. It is perfectly fine for web development, learning programming, running multiple virtual machines, large AI models, heavy local development environments. The latest Apple MacBook Neo is also excellent for video editors. This surprised me. You can actually edit 4K video. Final Cut Pro runs, CapCut runs. In fact, all basic content creation is totally possible with this $599 laptop from Apple. But once you start stacking effects, color grading, plugins, and larger timelines, performance starts to fall behind. Therefore, professional editors should still look at a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. However, casual games are fine. Serious gaming isn't what this machine was designed for. The bigger story here isn't the laptop itself, it's what this product represents. However, casual games are fine. Serious gaming isn't what this machine was designed for. The bigger story here isn't the laptop itself, it's what this product represents. Apple has finally figured out how to bring the Mac experience to the mass market. They've taken a chip they already manufacture at enormous scale, combined it with mature hardware, wrapped it in a premium design, and delivered something competitors are going to struggle to match. Because this isn't just a cheaper MacBook, it's a laptop that makes people question whether they need a more expensive laptop at all. And that's exactly why I think this could become Apple's most disruptive product in years. Not because it's revolutionary, but because it's accessible. And sometimes accessibility changes an industry more than innovation ever could. Please do remember to support this channel by buying your MacBook Neo today through the link in this video. Also, please hit both the like and subscribe button and let me know the country you're watching this video from or the next video I should make. Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video up there. Peace!